Alright everyone, Los Angeles Lakers basketball is finally back after the long All-Star break, which honestly felt way longer than just a week. I don't know about you, but I'm seriously excited to see them back on the court tonight. And they're not just returning, they're bringing some major news with them. From a player and health standpoint, this might be the first time all season they're actually healthy. Not just kind of healthy, but fully healthy. Getting all three of Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves back together is huge, especially since that trio has only played 10 games this season. That's honestly ridiculous for a team with championship expectations. So tonight could finally show what they're really capable of. On top of that, they made a front office move after Tim Harris, their former president of business operations, stepped down. They needed a replacement, and surprisingly, they didn't waste any time. They brought in someone with deep ties to the Buss family going all the way back to the 1980s with Jerry Buss. Not only that, but he also has strong connections with Mark Walter through the Los Angeles Dodgers. The name is Lon Rosen. He's been connected to the Lakers since 1980, when he interned with the team a year before Dr. Buss bought it. That's real history. Rosen currently runs business operations for the Dodgers, so this feels less like a random hire and more like a power move. Honestly, it might even be an upgrade. Bringing in someone who understands both the Buss family legacy and Mark Walter's modern sports empire could push the Lakers' business side to another level. Getting him involved with both organizations feels strategic, and frankly, they probably couldn't have found a more connected or politically smart person for the job. That's the first real move. They actually changed something in the organization, making a front office switch that could seriously impact the team's future. Hopefully, it's not just for show but something that truly improves the franchise long-term. We'll get into the health updates in a second, talk about Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and his minutes restriction, plus the overall injury outlook for the roster. But first, more on Lon Rosen. If you don't know him, he's been with the Los Angeles Dodgers for over a decade, joining back in 2012. Since then, the Dodgers have increased revenue every single year. On top of that, they've won multiple World Series titles during his time there. That's not a coincidence. He clearly understands how to operate inside a Mark Walter-led front office and how to succeed in it. And remember, his experience goes all the way back to the 1980s with the Buss family, connecting him to the legacy of the Los Angeles Lakers during the Jerry Buss era. Combine that history with the leadership and dominance the Dodgers have shown for more than a decade, and it's hard to ignore his influence. In my opinion, this is a major hire. Bringing in more trusted people from Mark Walter's circle is probably never a bad idea, especially considering how well the Dodgers have been run from top to bottom. I'm not criticizing this move at all. Lon Rosen feels like the ideal bridge between the Buss family's past and Mark Walter's modern sports empire. They likely couldn't have picked a better person for this role, so I'm fully on board with it. Now shifting to health updates, the Lakers might finally be completely healthy. Not just 13 or 14 players, but all 15 roster spots filled and even the two-way contracts available. According to head coach JJ Redick, he expects everyone to be ready tomorrow night. Yes, even Luka Doncic, who reportedly joked that he'll probably be good to go tomorrow night, smiling as he hinted that he's ready to prove something. That's probably going to happen. He had a great practice today, and it was good to have Luka and AR back out there. Luka clearly wants to return after missing over a week before the All-Star break with that hamstring strain. It wasn't anything too serious, thankfully. Not a long-term injury, and now he's ready to play. That's obviously big for this team. Like I said, the so-called Big Three of Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves have only played 10 games together, going 7-3 in that stretch. But still, just 10 games and only 151 total minutes together. That's honestly frustrating. They've basically taken turns being injured all season. LeBron was hurt early. Then when he came back, Austin went down. Around the time Austin returned, Luka got hurt. It's been constant back and forth injuries from the top players, and that's affected the whole team. But now they might finally be fully healthy, and supposedly they are, and that should change everything. People love to say we already know what the Los Angeles Lakers are and that they won't improve, but how can anyone seriously say that when their three best players have barely shared the floor? They've played 10 out of 54 possible games together, logging about 150 minutes, compared to 44 games and over 2,000 minutes without all three active at the same time. That's a massive difference. So no, I don't think we can act like the book is already written on this team. Sure, you can criticize the lack of quality wins or point out defensive flaws, and that's fair. But you can't honestly claim we fully know their ceiling yet. That feels lazy. In my opinion, that narrative just doesn't hold up. And honestly, if we're being real, I don't even think they fully know what they are yet either. At this point, they've shown multiple versions of themselves this season. Early on, they built their identity around Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves as an explosive offensive duo. With just those two on the floor, they've posted a plus 6.6 net rating, which is legit. At one point, they were combining for over 70 points per game, and even now they're still putting up more than 60 together. That's serious production. Their chemistry looked natural, both on and off the court, and that became the team's early identity. Then you had Rui Hachimura stepping in as a third option, and DeAndre Ayton playing better during that stretch as well. But as the season went on and injuries hit again, Luka missing time, then Austin going down, they started to lose direction. The offense cooled off, the defense slipped badly, and they didn't really replace their original identity with anything clear. They experimented with different offensive systems and even leaned more into zone defense over the last couple months. With key players constantly in and out of the lineup, it's been nearly impossible for them to commit to one style. That lack of consistency has made them look confused at times. Now they're getting ready to face the Los Angeles Clippers on Friday night, and that's another test of who they really are. If you're watching, you'll probably notice something interesting about the trends. The Clippers have been a top 10 net rating team in the first half of games, but fall to bottom 10 in the second half. The Los Angeles Lakers are the complete opposite. Slow starters, but strong closers. That contrast says a lot. It suggests the Lakers might not be as broken as critics claim. They just haven't put together a full 48 minutes consistently. So when people say we already know what this team is, I don't buy it. The numbers show a team still trying to figure itself out, not one that has hit its ceiling. So what I'm going to do is wait until they fall behind by 5 or 10 points in the first half, then buy the dip. If the odds drop to around 40%, that's when I jump in, then wait for the second half when they usually surge and grab a 10-plus point lead, pushing those odds up near 80% or higher, and that's when I cash out. That's the plan. But putting that aside, now that Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves are finally healthy together again, they actually have a real chance to build something consistent and finally figure out their identity. Up to this point, that trio simply hasn't worked. With just Luka and Austin on the floor, the Los Angeles Lakers have a plus 6.6 net rating. When Luka and Austin play without LeBron, that number jumps to plus 13.7, which is elite. But when all three share the court, the net rating drops to minus 7.8. That's a serious problem. The trio hasn't clicked, and a big reason was the early season starting lineup that put them in bad spots right away. The combination of those three with Rui Hachimura just didn't fit and often dug early holes they had to climb out of. Now that they've clearly seen it doesn't work, they have to adjust. If they go back to that lineup again, it would honestly feel stubborn. Adding someone like Marcus Smart or Jake LaRavia as a fourth starter next to those three, along with DeAndre Ayton inside, would at least bring more balance and defensive stability. It might not instantly fix a trio that has posted a minus 7.8 net rating, but it should help create a more functional lineup. It would allow each star to focus more on offense instead of being overworked defensively, which has clearly been part of the issue. If I had to guess, it'll be Marcus Smart, and that feels like the obvious choice. With Austin Reeves officially off his minutes restriction, confirmed by head coach JJ Redick and the medical staff, all three of Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin are going to share the floor much more. That means the pieces around them have to make sense. They need defenders next to them, especially someone who can guard at the point of attack or handle tough wing assignments. In my opinion, that has to be Marcus Smart in the starting lineup to immediately set the defensive tone. Yes, he can be inconsistent offensively, but he's already shown he can fit with all three. His net ratings alongside LeBron, Luka, and Austin have been strong, and he's arguably been the most natural fit across multiple rotation groups. That's not random, that's proof. So starting him feels like the smartest move. For closing lineups, though, it might make more sense to pair Marcus Smart with Rui Hachimura next to the trio. Historically, Luka, LeBron, and Austin have worked best in small ball setups. Last season, their most effective lineup with those three included Dorian Finney-Smith and Rui, and it wasn't even close compared to other combinations. That group consistently produced before and after the trade deadline. Obviously, they can't fully recreate that now, especially without Finney-Smith at that level, so starting small might not be ideal. But using it heavily throughout the game and finishing with it in most matchups makes sense. If they're serious about making this trio work, they need to lean into what has actually worked before instead of stubbornly forcing lineups that clearly haven't. The small ball lineups, especially the ones featuring Marcus Smart, have honestly been their cleanest fits across multiple rotations. Even when he hasn't always shared the floor with all three stars at once, he's consistently looked like the connective piece. That matters. So pairing him with Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves should work if they actually commit to it and experiment with purpose instead of randomly shuffling lineups. Forming a real identity takes intention. Yes, some of that responsibility falls on the coaching staff, but a lot of it falls directly on Luka, LeBron, and Austin. The truth is they haven't been good together this season. And beyond the flawed early starting lineup with Rui Hachimura, which they seriously shouldn't return to, the bigger issue has been effort, especially defensively. If you look at the numbers when Luka and LeBron share the court, opponents' three-point percentages tend to rise. There's a clear trend compared to lineups where Austin is out there or when only one of the three plays at a time. That's not random. There's a correlation, and it points to inconsistent defensive commitment. What makes it more frustrating is that in fourth quarters and clutch situations, their defense suddenly improves. When the pressure is highest, they've shown they can lock in on the perimeter and defend the three effectively. So the ability is there. The problem isn't talent. It's consistency and engagement. That's why Marcus Smart feels essential. He sets a tone defensively and forces accountability. But ultimately, it falls on those three stars. Schemes can only do so much. If Luka, LeBron, and Austin don't commit on both ends for all 4 quarters, no lineup tweak will save them. They've proven they can do it in short bursts. Now they have to prove they can sustain it. Honestly, just seeing all three finally fully healthy is huge. Getting Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves on the court together is step number 1. You can't build chemistry or make real progress if your stars aren't healthy. Plain and simple. Step 1 is just getting them back on the floor, then figuring out how to spread them out, test different lineups, and find the best combinations around them. None of that works if they're not 100%. So this is genuinely good news. Luka's healthy, Austin's healthy and off his minute restriction, LeBron's healthy after a little break during the All-Star period, and the rest of the team is in good shape too. On top of that, hiring Lon Rosen fills a long-needed front office role and provides a solid bridge from the Buss family era to Mark Walters' leadership. That's a smart move for continuity and long-term stability. Overall, a lot to be happy about. But that's just my take. I'd love to hear yours. What do you think about the Lakers finally getting the big three fully healthy, Austin off his minutes restriction, and Lon Rosen coming in? How do you feel about their outlook and what they're doing moving forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments. That's about it for this one. If you liked the video, I'd really appreciate a like, subscribing if you haven't already, and hitting the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching and have a great day or night.